Steps to start embodying more of your feminine energy. And this morning I'm coming to you very early. I've just woken up and I was really called to record this for you. And then I'm here. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna just quickly whack some makeup on. I don't really have my hair washed or anything. It doesn't matter. I still feel very feminine. I still feel very much good in my body. It doesn't matter how it looks. So 5 steps to embodying your more of a feminine energy, and why it's so important to balance the feminine in you with your masculine, but also reclaiming the femininity. For us as female, for centuries we have been depleted from feminine energy, and especially in today's world and in today's society and societal norms, we as female are asked and are being told that the only way to be successful, lovable, acceptable by the society is to be the boss babe, be in the masculine. We are being pushed to be in the masculine energy. Of course, society doesn't care about your health. Society doesn't care if you are mentally stable and emotionally and spiritually connected. That's not in society's interest, unfortunately. And I don't mean society, but the system that we live in is not feeding into our health. We can see it everywhere. Let's be honest. I mean, the health, the school system, nothing is really catering for our sustainability, our longevity, our health. So we have to claim that back. We have to take it back, take that power back on our own, and realize and bring the awareness to the fact that you as a female or feminine woman have to have the feminine energy within you, because that is the life force, that is the power that you hold within yourself. And the more you can understand that, and the more you can start embodying the flow and the grace and the creativity and all these things that feminine energy brings you, the more you will be standing in your power, the more you will understand who you are, the more you will be soft and gentle with yourself. So number 1, embracing your inner goddess. And what I mean by that is embracing your self-love. I know that we talk about self-love a lot. We talk about, like, in the social media realm, self-love is a thing that's kind of like almost became very cliche. Oh, love yourself, love yourself. It's not about that. It's about understanding that at the core of your being, you are here on this planet. You are worthy, inherently worthy. You are inherently belonging to this world, to this planet, to this earth. And that's what self-love means to me. Self-love is honoring yourself for every shadow, honoring yourself for every mistake you've made, honoring and loving yourself and seeing yourself and your journey on this planet with compassion, with grace, with flow, with understanding, with tuning into your own inner wisdom. That's what self-love is to me. And of course, self-love is such a spectrum where we can really have it from how we treat our body, how we feed our body. How do you feed your body every day? Does the message to your body says, I love you and I am taking care of you. You are my human being that I am taking care of, and I will do everything in my power and in my will to feed that and to take care of you and to show you that you are worthy, to show you that you are worthy of healthy body, to show you that you are worthy of taking care of you in your everyday practices like mindfulness, meditation, to give yourself 10 minutes to just breathe, or whether it is a hot bath, whether it is whatever that is for you, because self-love is something that you should make up for yourself almost. Self-love is not something that you can pinpoint, and it's not linear. Like, so every woman and every female should have their own routine of self-love. And whether it is doing your nails, or whether it is, going into nature, whether it is reading that book that you have been thinking of, or you wanted to read, but you just keep yourself so busy and you never make that time to sit down and actually read that book. That is self-love. That is prioritizing yourself, but also forgiving yourself, loving yourself, grieving any old versions of you, grieving any times that you were hurt, any times that you bought into the misunderstanding that you are in some way broken or not enough. Really looking at your journey with compassion and love. Seeing yourself, I always say this, look yourself in the eye. And I mean, look yourself in the eye and see the soul that you carry within you. See the essence of who you are and love it, accept it for all that it is. That's what self-love means to me. And that's what I practice every day. Prioritizing yourself, setting boundaries. All my channel and all the content that I do is basically evolving about around self-love, is because I have a very deep belief and knowing that everything in your life stems from how much you love yourself first. So you have to think of like your body as your temple, your body as the sacred place, your mind, your emotional body, yourself, you are sacred. And when you can understand that everything that happens outside of you starts from within, and the way you perceive the world, the way you go about your life is very much determined by even your physical health, is very much determined by how much do you love yourself and how comfortable you are in your temple. So number one, self-love. So embracing your inner goddess. Number two, nurture your creativity. Now, creativity is very much feminine energy. Everything that you can think of, like singing, dancing. I know that my goddess is awakening over the last months because I dance a lot, I sing a lot, I come back to my childlike Martha, essentially, because I used to do it a lot. I used to dance for hours and hours on end, and I loved it. And I haven't done it for years. I mean, I'm now 38. And I think last time when I felt the way I feel today was maybe in my 20s. Like before I was 19, before I was 20 actually. So it's a beautiful reclamation of who it is that I am. And my creativity happens in showing up for you. My creativity is in sharing. My creativity is in dancing, singing. My creativity is in drawing sometimes reading. Those things are my creative self. So nurture your creativity to step back into your feminine energy. If you think about feminine and masculine, so feminine is anything that's a flow. It's the creative force of this planet. We can see it in nature. Mother Nature it does have a feminine energy. She creates, she multiplies. That's what female do. That's what female are best at. We create, we multiply what we have. So if you give a female, and I love that saying, if you give a female love and compassion and safety, she will multiply that. But if you give her hurt and pain, she will also multiply that. We are multipliers. And to be in your creativity and to thrive as a feminine woman, it's important to feed in to your creativity, and whatever that is. If you are a creative when it comes to digital marketing, if you are creative with, I'm very creative with my course right now, with leading women on the goddess path. That is creativity to me. So ask yourself a question: what is creativity to you? What does it mean for you to be creative? How can you start being more creative and step more into your creativity? Is it going to the salsa class and signing yourself up to dance? Is it just being in nature and like being very aware and very present with nature? How does creativity show up for you? Ask yourself that question and do it, even if it's 5-10 minutes, or even if it's once a week. If you used to love painting, if you used to love playing and being fun, and that is creative energy, that is your femininity. that's how we then start bringing our body into homeostasis. We bring in our body into a calm state, because we then balance those energies in our body. That is so, so crucial and important. Connect with nature, of course. Connecting with nature is so important. And there is something beautiful about being in nature, because whenever I'm in nature, I feel at one. I feel like I belong. I feel taken care of. I feel very held by Mother Earth. When we ground, when we go to the seaside and we stick our feet into the sand, when we are surrounded by nature, our energetic field is being fed with this life force energy. So definitely get yourself in nature and honor yourself. Again, all of this, to do any of these steps, to actually honor all that, number one, love yourself. Self-love is the things that we do to nurture ourselves, right? So remember that, and don't tell yourself that you don't have time for these things, because that is a lie. Basically, that's you procrastinating, that you trying to sabotage yourself. It's not like that. If you can always find time for things like that. I'm not saying every day, depending on how your life is, but once a week I can go into the forest, if that's your choice. Honor yourself. And I always say this, like, if you want to show me your priorities, I'm going to have a look at your calendar and see what your calendar looks like. What is your schedules? And then I can tell you what your priorities are. And if half of it is you pleasing others and you doing things for others and neglecting yourself, that is not you loving you. It's very easy to fall into the trap of just pleasing everyone and getting everyone used to pleasing them. It's time to reclaim. It's time to step into your power. In other words, it's time to set boundaries and put yourself first. Because the fill of the cup, if your cup is full, you can pour out of it. If it's empty, you can't, because you deplete yourself and you basically diminish your being. So go into nature, allow yourself to do that. Even sitting in the garden and just putting your bare feet onto the ground. Try to connect as often as you can. So number 4 is tap into your intuition and bring some mindfulness practices into your life. One is kind of they go hand in hand, essentially. So to tap into your intuition, you have to be still. To tap into your intuition, you have to be present. To listen to your body, to your gut feeling, to this wisdom within that comes from within you, you have to be mindful. And so whatever the practice could be for you. For me, it's meditation. Every morning I sit down and I sit down in front of the mirror, actually, and I have my little altar, and I burn sage. I have the ritual of picking a card. I have a ritual of being with myself, to breathe and to just quiet my mind and talk to my angels, because that's what works for me, and that's how I connect to the higher source. But you can do it in so many ways. You can go, again, you can be in nature and just be still and just sit there under the tree. You can essentially do a breath work. You can do meditation. Essentially, mindfulness means to be mindful. In other words, being present, being in the moment, soaking in the moment. You can do practice of mindfulness by being in the forest and literally smell the flowers, literally see the leaves of the trees and actually observe them, listen to the birds, looking into the sky, being in the moment. The more you are being, the more you're connecting to yourself, and the more you're being intuitive, the more you can tap into that intuition. And the reason I wanted to bring that point in is because our intuition is our superpower. And I mean it. Like, when you can understand what it means to be intuitive, and trust yourself and listen to your gut, that's literally a roadmap for your life, for every person, every job, every situation in your life and every experience. You can navigate that through your own wisdom. And all of this comes down to trusting yourself. And all of this, of course, comes down to you taking the time to be mindful and train yourself to be more intuitive. Intuition is not something necessarily, some people are naturally gifted by being more intuitive and more tapped into themselves. Usually they're introverted, usually they might be just in general naturally quite tapped into their inner self. But oftentimes in today's world with so many distractions, we are not. So we have to train our intuition, and to do that is to be present. All right, last but not least, number 5, take care of your body. As you know, I'm a personal trainer, a yoga teacher, and obviously intuitive women empowerment coach. And so the reason I'm telling you this is because I look at the human being and at us from this place of holistic approach. So the physical body sends information to your brain. It's very hard to be aligned in the flow, in your feminine beauty energy, where you go through life with this ease and flow, and you can then thrive as a feminine woman. It's very hard to do that when your body is neglected. It's very hard to do that when your body is suffering. In fact, all of this is so connected. You can be having your negative self-talk and judging and blaming and shaming yourself, and that will create autoimmune disease because you're attacking yourself emotionally and mentally, and that is manifesting in your body. And it works opposite way as well. So if your body is unhealthy, and the thing is, like, so whenever you choose something that's unhealthy for you, and you know that it's unhealthy because we know what's good and what's bad, right? But whenever you do that to yourself, you sending an information to your subconscious mind that you are not worthy of healthy body, that you don't have to be taken care of. You are neglecting you. And that has to stop. I always say, like, when people ask me, how do you do this, that you look so healthy and so fit? And I'm like, I don't count calories. I don't do any of that. Of course I train because I'm a trainer, and it's something that's inherently now interlaced into my everyday life, and it is a habit for me. And I do love movement, and I do love having my body nice and strong. And so, but the truth is, the reason I choose the right things, the reason I sit there and eat that avocado, is because I love myself, is because I am putting deposits into my future, into my longevity. It's not about the I can't say that word, superficiality of looking good and all of that. And of course, as a feminine woman, you have to take care of yourself. You have to, and it's not to say that you have to be pretty as per se in a societal expectations, because I believe that everyone is beautiful, and it is how you treat yourself. If you can have your healthy hair and healthy skin, and you can take care of yourself from inside out, your body will be beautiful and you will be attractive. Not to everyone, but I'm not attractive to everyone. It's not about that. We don't want to be attractive to everyone, by the way, because it's a pain in the backside. But you become magnetic. If you are interested in hearing about how to be magnetic, listen to my previous video on my YouTube channel, and I'm talking about how to become more magnetic. But essentially what it is love yourself enough so that you feed yourself well, so that you treat your body well. Your body is the vessel that takes you through your life. Why on earth have we disconnected so much from ourselves? The reason we have is because we bought into the bullshit that the society, parents, friends, school, whatever, has told us that this is how you should look, and this is what's expected of you, etc., etc. that is not true. You are your own being on this earth, having your own experience. This is your life. And you have the responsibility to take care of yourself. No one's coming to save you. You have the responsibility to take care of your body, to eat well, to rest well. Give yourself permission to rest when you need to rest. Take care of it. Use oils on your skin. Use better products for your makeup. Don't just go to the high street mainstream shops and buy like things like Garnier and stuff. Did you know that it takes 23 seconds for the product that you put on your skin to get into your bloodstream? We have to be mindful of how we treat our body. It is a vessel that's allowing you to experience this lifetime. And my biggest wish for you, and for the reason that I'm doing this work, is because I want us to wake up, to reclaim our power, to remind ourselves who it is that we are, to step into the feminine power. Because feminine doesn't mean soft, flowery dresses and all of that, and this kind of maiden energy. Yes, it is very feminine energy, but that's not what it is about. It's about becoming more feminine so that you can understand that when you are more balanced and more aligned with who you are, you then step into your power. And I mean, you become someone who's desirable, you become someone who's magnetic, you become someone who's successful because you have taken care of you. Thank you so much for listening to this video. If you came to the end, I appreciate you so much. Subscribe to this channel, share it with those women that you love, and I'll speak to you on the next one. Take care.